Right. How's everyone doing? I'm doing well, thanks for asking. I hope you're all doing well. I will be playing some MLB The Show 25. Let's go ahead and get started. Choose the uniform. Let's do the Alt Home 1999. Sorry for yawning. First game is against the Dodgers. Two, 2-1 record against them. 22.2 innings pitched. Against them 0.76 ERA, I think. My overall have a 0.39 ERA this season. Their stats. Okay, I'm gonna make a note of something. So in my career though, I have a 0.45 ERA. I have 259 strikeouts this season. Pretty cool. Going through the palm ball. The knuckleball as well. Pretty cool. We're gonna get an out here. That's good. Good so far. We're pitching against Tommy Edman. Pretty good player. You have to be to play on the Dodgers, actually. Actually, have to be to play in Major League Baseball at all. I think we're nearing the end of the 2026 season in MLB The Show 25, Road to the Show, actually. I do have work later today, so I'm going to get ready in about a little under an hour. At close to 6 is when I'll start, just mentally start preparing to get off and get off. I will get off at 6 actually. I will aim to. Still being trained. I don't necessarily mind, but hopefully we can throw a curveball to actually strike out Will Smith and get jiggy with it. And yes, that is a reference to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Bel-Air's Will Smith. Yes. He was hitting everything in the zone, so I felt like if I had to throw the knuckleball outside of the zone, he would swing at that. Teoscar Hernandez is a very good player, but it's tough to get him out. So we are in contention for National League Rookie of the Year. 259 strikeouts entering this game. Pretty good if you ask me. fastball right there. Sandy Paez, which we got him out, actually. The knuckleballs can be easy. In terms of speed, they're easy to hit because, for a Major League Baseball player who's been playing baseball all their life, to hit a ball in the 50s or 60s, that's coming to at like 50, in the 50s or 60 miles per hour range, should be easy, but it's the movement that makes it difficult to hit. Let's go ahead and catch it. We have a perfect game through 3 innings, actually. 3 up, 3 down, or 9 up, 9 down. 3 up, 3 down per inning. Let me go ahead and make the catch. I got Freddie Freeman, who's always tough to get out. Unfortunately, we missed with the curveball. Another fly out for Tommy Edman. Mookie Betts is going to be hard to get out. Throw the curveball right there. No, we're gonna give up a hit. That's not good. But yeah. Nearly 100 more strikeouts than second place is Blake's now, who is playing on the Dodgers. Actually, second and third for strikeouts are playing on the Dodgers. He'll go for anything just out the strike zone, which he will. That's good. He's hitting everything in the strike zone, so made it really difficult to actually get him out. So positive side is, despite that hit, we seem to be going past we tend to be moving the game along pretty well, if you ask me. It's gonna be not quite a double play. Should have went to third, but not third first. Actually, there was no. By the time he got it, there was really no chance of getting it to first. But we can get a double play to end the inning. Gleyber Torres, who, if I remember correctly, played for the Yankees at one point, the New York Yankees. As we strike him out there. Oh, for 2 so far. 0-2 so far. So that's a strikeout against Max Muncy. Pretty good if you ask me. Freddie Freeman. Didn't he win a World Series with Atlanta? Pretty sure he won a World Series with Atlanta. He's been playing since 2009, actually. It's quite a long time. Quite impressive, actually. But we struck him out, which is always a difficult task. I mean, Edmund played for St. Louis until 2024. So actually, he was not a part of the. Yeah, he was. He should have been a part of the Dodgers World Series winning roster. I always feel like, as an individual sports player, I always feel like, in terms of team sports, you know, baseball is always the hardest sport to win a championship in. I'd imagine golf would be like the hardest. Um, um, Individual sport as well. Because with other sports, you kind of get to see how, at least in terms of individual sports, there's always that opportunity to see who's doing well. Whereas in, you can, at least in tennis, while you're not playing, the, while you're not seeing every matchup in a tennis tournament, you know, you can, you know, oh, what was my train of thought for tennis? I forgot my train of thought. You can actually see at least the majority of the competition, whereas I'd imagine for golf it's kind of hard to do that. So with tennis you can get your matchup done and then stay behind, and at least look on your phone to see how well each person is doing. Whereas golf, you just have to. I mean, you can use your phone to see how each golfer is doing, but at the same time, it's kind of more difficult to check up on that. So, whereas baseball, it's due to the amount of games you have to play. It makes it difficult. And if you don't really perform well at a stretch of the season, any stretch of the season, you know, it's much harder because then you have to perform well, and not only on top of that, you have to any team in front of you in the standings, you'll have to you know hope doesn't play well. So I don't know. I lost my train of thought briefly, so I don't know if I made any sense. All right, we unlocked a perk, the cannon arms, which I have no idea what that does, but let's continue. Next game will be against Cincinnati. Have we played Cincinnati in the career mode? Stats and awards. Played the Dodgers 4 times actually, 2-1 against them. I did not get a win against them because I guess my team just didn't take the lead while I was pitching. So we played the Reds twice, 1.29. I played the same amount of innings against and games as the Reds and Diamondbacks, and gave up the same amount of runs as well. Well, I had the same ERA, so I must have. Although the White Sox, I didn't. So. The only team I've not played against are like the Athletics, Blue Jays, Cardinals, Mariners, Mets. Can't play against the Padres because I'm on their squad. I'm playing against the Phillies, Pirates, Twins, and the Yankees I haven't played against. So quite a few teams actually. I've not played against, so let's go ahead and play against them though. So hopefully I can lower my ERA against the Reds in my third game against them in my career. 1.29 ERA, which I just did, but in order to do that, in order for it to remain lower than what it was, I actually have to. Than I was entering this game, I actually have to not give up a home run, not give up any runs at all. Actually, doesn't matter how they score it, just don't give up any runs. Place is a really good saver, or a really good relief pitcher, a really good closer, I should say. If you're leading your division in, not just division, if you're leading your conference in the, um, in a category, you have to be either good or really bad. So like in his case, it's really good because he's leading saves. Means that you're really good at entering the game late and actually making sure the opposing players do not score. So I know the Brewers have not won a World Series in real life. Don't remember who won in 2025, but in the road in my road to the show mode, but they're 3.5. They're within 4 games of first place in the NL Central, and we could actually help them move within 3 games because they have to win their game, and then we have to beat the Reds. So we're playing in San Diego, so we're in the NL West. We're actually behind the Dodgers, if I remember correctly, because my team does not play well against the Dodgers. Hardly anyone does, and that means we probably wouldn't win the division with how good they are. It's fairly easy to knuckleball to hit. The timing was off though. Throw a two seam fastball, which is good that he managed to hit it into foul territory, so it's a strike. It's only not a strike if it's an 0-2 count. That time it is. So like if you hit a foul ball into if if you hit the ball into foul territory on an 0-2 count, it's not a strike. For those of you that don't know, it's I didn't really look at much baseball this past week. I didn't really have the time to. Yes, for my schedule, is just learning what I can and can't do. Top three teams that aren't division winners and the division elite. So basically, the division winners will get an automatic spot in the playoffs and an automatic bid, and the three remaining teams in each league with the best record will actually get to the playoffs as well in Major League Baseball. The Angels started off well, but we're for the Angels, which are my favorite team in real life, Los Angeles Angels. They are hitting well. It's just our pitching is really, really struggling, especially our relief pitching. Our relief pitching is in really. So feeling has been really not good for us so far this season. So hopefully they can actually get that under control. But if it don't, if they don't, hopefully they can find some relievers that actually can. We got a lucky break there with the umpire because he called what should have been a ball a strike. Derek Hill is 1 for 5 in his last game. You have 18 wins so far. Should be in line for on 19th as long as we don't give up 2 runs. Alternatively, if we do, we just need our team to score 1 run. And we'll still be in line for the lead. For the win, I should say. Alright, end of the 5th inning. This is the NL West. We're in 2nd place through 129 games. Rockies, like real life, are not doing well. They're struggling in real life. I think they have like 6 or 7 wins as of Friday. Trying my hardest to stay awake as well, but let's see. Strikeout. We struck out Spencer Steer. Just feel like it's maybe if it's just me, but I feel like in terms of I tend to be very clumsy. So in terms of like coordination, I feel like it'd be easier to be a pitcher than a hitter. At least the way you're supposed to grab a baseball ball feels more natural than it does to grab a bat and actually hit the baseball with a bat. I just realized we have a perfect game so far. So hopefully we can stay in all 9 innings, but we have to do a good job of actually getting the players out as quick as possible. Ellie De La Cruz tends to be a very good player for Cleveland. He's going to be a future. If he isn't a star already, he will be in Major League Baseball. Like Mike Trout is a star, but unfortunately he can't really. He's a good player for us. He just really can't stay healthy. He went on the IL recently, which, if I were, you know, the Angels, I would especially, just because he's so valuable to the team. He's one of those players that's really too valuable to the team. I would actually just put him as a designated hitter. Let Jorge Soler play in right field. Not that Jorge Soler is a bad player or bad hitter. It's just Mike Trout is a really phenomenal hitter. He's like the team's best hitter. So I just have him focus on hitting, not worry about defense. Of course, injuries do happen on offense. So he's not foolproof, but that's one less. He's just playing one side. It's one less set of plays he can actually get injured on. One less area he can actually get injured on. So it's bottom of the ninth. As long as we don't allow a hit or a walk, we should be good. And we should win a perfect game, actually. The Mets and Phillies are tied up at 7. As we strike out Tyler Stevenson. It's my 16th strikeout of the game, actually. You know what my career high is for MLB to show 25 in strikeouts, at least at the major league level. Strikeout number 17, actually. This will be win number 18 if we manage to get the win here, which we should. Because they'll essentially have to score twice against us and for us not to get the win. And we have a perfect game, actually. My first career Major League perfect game. It's pretty good. It always feels good to get a perfect game. Which are no outs, no hits, or sorry, it's essentially no walks, no hits, no errors. Yeah, no walks, no hits, no errors. So we have a perfect game now. Our teammates really helped me, so it's like baseball, you know, it's insanely difficult to actually get a perfect game, so you always have to, you know, Because if you give up, if you know the batter makes contact and it's in the field of play, and you don't get the ball, you have to rely on your teammates to actually help you get the out. So, yeah. 18 strikeouts. That's our 19th win of the season. And ERA fell to .36. 0.36 ERA. I sorry, Fionn. I averaged 2 strikeouts per inning. Bed at 10. Like I was in bed at 10, but then fall asleep until a little bit after 11. So I'm a little tired though. Go to stats and awards. First complete game. That's actually my first shutout, my first complete game, and my first no hitter, along with my first perfect game. So I actually managed to do that. You know, remove my TV remote. So I actually managed to do that all in the same game. Because usually, you can get a no hitter. I'd imagine that, it's a toss up between a no hitter and shutout, depending on which is the easiest. But all four are insanely difficult. The complete game is, I'd say, the third most. Is the third. Is the second most difficult thing to do. The perfect game is actually the hardest. So, the Reds, our ERA against the Reds fell to 0.78. So that's good. The Diamondbacks are the Diamondbacks and Astros and Atlanta, but I usually sim a game against so Atlanta, and then I'd like to have Cleveland and Baltimore. I'd like to lower the ERA against them for those, but we have to play this game more often and to actually. Uniform. Let's do our City Connect uniforms. I like the San Diego Padres City Connect uniform. So we have 290 strikeouts now. We've not played the Toronto Blue Jays, so this will be our first game against them. It's going to be my first career game against Toronto, and it's going to be a home game, so. I think Fenway Park and Wrigley Field are very cool because of the history behind them. Fenway Park is where the um, Boston Red Sox play, and the Wrigley Field is a cool stadium due to the history, and that's where the Cubs play. But I like Toronto's stadium, and I like Tropicana Field because they're like the two main domed, stadiums in all of Major League Baseball. They're very cool. Been to Arizona Stadium. It's pretty cool as well. They do have a pool though there, I think, at their stadium. So not as it's not as unique as Toronto or um what's it called Toronto or Tampa Bay's Tropicana Field. I know WWE held the Royal Rumble pay per view at the Daiki Arena, I think it's called. It used to be called Minute Maid Park, actually, in Houston, but the Astros changed the name of the stadium due to the sponsorship. So also during the pandemic, which was ironically the same year WWE held the Royal Rumble pay per view in Minute Maid Park. They held a lot of events in Tropicana Field due to the pandemic, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, I'm not. I'm glad they were able to perform at Tropicana Field, but not. I just wish the pandemic didn't happen. That was 5 years ago. Marks the COVID-19 pandemic happening, at least beginning. Started in 2019, but the outbreak started in 2019, but unfortunately it didn't really become a pandemic until 2020. You don't want any pandemics or outbreaks of any disease to break out anywhere, but so that's why I say unfortunately. Another awful part is that there are a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding diseases and vaccinations, which are really dumb in my opinion. Those conspiracy theories are really stupid. So I don't buy any conspiracy theories there. All I know is that vaccines tend to be safe. So I know some people can have allergic reactions to the ingredients of the vaccine. But, so, but overall, vaccines tend to be safe. I haven't given up a run yet, actually. We're up 1-0. Good. See if we can get 2 or more strikeouts this inning. It is possible actually to gain 4 strikeouts in a game, depending on in an inning actually, I should say, not just the game, but in an inning, despite there only being 3 outs. So basically, on one of the strikeouts, the batter has to swing, and the catcher has to essentially drop the ball on the what would be the final out, on what would be the strikeout pitch actually, and essentially the batter will have to make it base before the catcher can actually pick up the ball and actually throw it to first base or whatever base they're running to. So as a fail, unfortunately, we couldn't get 2 strikeouts. 190 strikeouts this season. Entering this game. 294 now. 294. $295 actually. Go for a ball outside the zone. Unfortunately, no, he won't. We did get a strikeout though. All I do know is that we have, if you include last season, we'll have 300 career strikeouts. At least more than 300 career, but. We'll be aiming to get 300, which we should have at least one or two more games to actually be able to get. After this one, I should say. I should add. So Toronto's in the AL East. We are in the NL East. Or NL West, actually. I'm tired. What am I talking about? I did try to. I thought I was. I mentioned that I went to bed at 11. I didn't really fall asleep until 11, so. But, I just. That's when I went to bed at 11 on Friday. I was very tired early on during work. But. It took me longer to wake up. So. Hope that's not the issue for today. Same issue today. Because I did. Unlike Friday, I did try to go to bed earlier. Yesterday or Friday before work, I tried to go to bed at 10:30. Here, I tried to be in bed by 10. So that when I do come home, I'll won't fall asleep right away. I usually, you know, try to go to bed at usually by about 9 or 10 each. No, I have to get up really early, so I don't really come home and take a nap because if I do take a nap, I know I won't be able to sleep properly later on. So, what I did is when I usually came home, I usually just sat at my computer and no, I'm tired. By the time I come home, it was like 5:30, 5 o'clock. Cause this past week I didn't actually go for my usual walk. I usually walk at least, try to get some exercise. But this past week was just more or less getting my schedule and trying to get my body adjusted to the schedule. Because I usually go to bed about 2 or 3, between 12 and 3. So this week I usually try to go to bed a bit earlier this past week. I just get used to that schedule, so start walking in the park again this week. I didn't do it last week, but I did. I did the week before, so it's like usually come home, watch a little, or just use the computer, and then just have dinner, and then watch wrestling and a little baseball, and then go to bed. So we have one game. So we're not going to be playing against Pittsburgh with that series, so we will be playing against San Francisco twice, and then Colorado once. So and then Arizona. So we're going to be playing against Arizona, so we have a chance to get our ERA down. I'm not sure we played against the Colorado Rockies, but we will actually see if we. I played 3 games against Colorado. I pitched 3 games. So what about the Giants? I pitched 1 game against San Francisco. So every team I play, every time I'm going to play against, I'm going to pitch against. I'm going to actually play. So or I'm going to play again at least for the second time. So let's go ahead and confirm the upgrade. So we reached a 70 overall now. 78 actually. Yeah. Go to pitches. Shoot, I did not mean to do that, but I have to figure out how to go from. I think so. On the brake for the curveball, actually. We can work on the velocity next. So we are at a 78 overall, actually. Due to Jackie Robinson Day. So, despite having 2 more times to pitch next inning, or next this game, in the season, I should say, I am. Looks like I'm gonna have to wrap it up. It's 5:48, so I do have to. This is gonna be at Arizona at Chase Field. That's the name of the stadium. Say they had a pool, but I may have been thinking about the wrong stadium. So Chase Field is where I went to see the Diamondbacks. Did a stadium tour of the Diamondbacks in 2019. That was like a week or two either before spring training or before the regular season starts. And they don't play string. They don't do spring training. You know, in their home stadiums. They do it. I think in either you know, not in the Phoenix area, but definitely in Arizona and Florida. I know for sure Florida. As we check out Cattell Marte there. So next strikeout, we should have 300 if we haven't reached it already. So glad baseball season has started, but I do miss college basketball season. I'm glad soccer season is still going on, but I missed, which is ironic because during basketball season, I'm glad I was there, but I'm glad college basketball season was going on, but I missed the Major League Baseball season. And I'm sure when the soccer season ends for me after, at the end of the month, I'm gonna miss the watching Real Madrid and Ajax play until they start again in August. Yeah. 'Cause I don't get the Dutch Cup games or I'm not able to watch the preseason games for Ajax, the friendlies. So I know Real Madrid will be playing in the FIFA World Cup. They've qualified for the Champions League phase. Real Madrid has, so I should be able to watch the FIFA World Cup, FIFA Club World Cup, I should say. Um, Ajax did not qualify though, sadly. So we're at 300 strikeouts on the year. And yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So outside of the FIFA Club World Cup, which normally I'd expect Real Madrid to win, but Real Madrid's main issue is their coaching staff, their training regiment, and they have 4 games after this, or 3 games after this. So their training and their lack of defense, actually. Because the coaching from Carlo Ancelotti has not been good this year. Now, to his credit, he hasn't, defensively, he hasn't had a lot to work with, but the defense has not been good. There have been a lot of injuries as well to our starters, so. And because we have no natural defenders besides Carvajal, Lunin, and Courtois, he puts in a lot of players in positions that they're not really trained to play. I'm gonna turn off my mic now.
Let's check out some notable Cy Young candidates so far this year. And a foul ball. Next offering misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one in the air. Under it. Hauls it in, and there's 1 away. Ildemaro Vargas getting ready to hit. Swinging a foul out of play. The Diamondbacks hitless so far in the game. And it's even up. And a foul ball. 1 down, base is empty. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. The 1-2. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound. Here's Ketel Marte. This to third. Throws to first. And it's a 1-2-3. Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been struggling. Fought off foul.
Well, these Diamondbacks, they're not going to be happy with the at-bats they've been having so far. We're in the back half of the game, and they're still searching for a base runner. He's been great out there on the mound, no doubt, but it's also been a disappointing performance at the plate to this point.
Steps on first for the out.
And as we get deeper, it's not going to get any easier. These at-bats are going to feel more and more desperate with every out the rest of the way.
And there's a foul ball. Popped up to the left into foul ground.
I got it.
Squeezes it, and there's 2 down. Now the D-backs catcher, Gabriel Moreno. This one in the air. Guerrero settles under it. Brings it in for the 3rd out. So, and we're back. Well, we go bottom 6. And now Spencer Torkelson. He was late there. Strike 1.
No ball. 1 strike.
Breaking ball misses down and away. Popped up. Rosario should have this one. But it's the pitcher that makes the play. And there's 1 down. So digging in, Jordan Lawler. Fastball for a strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
And a swing and a miss. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game. And next is the Diamondbacks DH, Drew Jones. Check swing, and he went. Strike 1. Jones measures 6 feet 4 inches, 180 pounds, and he's usually in the outfield. Today, he's the DH. Next offering is in for a strike. Swing and a miss, and he got him. And good work there. Welcome back as we take a peek at the starting pitching so far this year. To the right side. And he takes it himself for the out.
Well, on the mound, very efficient, able to produce an outcome, it seems like, within the 3rd or 4th pitch of just about every at-bat.
Vargas now in the box, comes up empty with a swing there. Base is empty, 1 away. Here at the bottom of the 7th. That one finds the zone, and it's 0-2. Up the middle. On the run, sent it over to first. Got him. Nice play. And here is Ketel Marte. And that drops in for a strike.
Some hitters are just more confident they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
0-2 now as he swings through it.
Well, no base hits in the series for him so far.
On a bounce right side. Cronenworth flips it in time. Got him. And the Diamondbacks down in order. Let's check out some notable MVP candidates so far this season. Ground ball right side. Guerrero steps on the bag, and that's 1 away as the leadoff man is out in the 8th. On the ground to 3rd, Rosario sends it across to first, and a couple of quick outs. Gabriel Moreno, the next to hit. In the air, right field. Tatis makes the grab, and that's the inning. So now back here in the desert, all set for the bottom of the 9th. Here comes Torque to the plate. Fouled off. He was late. And fouled off. Got him swinging. Now into the ball game on defense, Brendan Donovan. He's the new 3rd baseman. Lawler swings through it for strike one.
No ball. 1 strike.
Trying to keep good speed off the bases. Man, he'd like to have that pitch back.
All tied up here in the last half of inning number 9. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Maybe a little bit of overthinking at the plate right there. You want to be patient with knuckleballers and not give into that pitch that's going to dart out of the zone at the very last moment. But that was about as hittable as knuckleballs can get, and he was frozen.
And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. Oh, he brought it back. So 1-2. Bottom of the inning. Here's the Diamondbacks leadoff hitter, Jake McCarthy. And he grounds one to the right side. And that's just foul. Got him looking. So he cracks double digits with his 10th strikeout. Ildemaro Vargas stands in now for the Diamondbacks. And that one fouled off. Way inside, gets out of the way.
Straighten him up a little bit.
And a swing and a miss.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out.
That one down the line, and foul ball.
Well, if he's going to do something special right here, it's good.
That one lifted to left. Baroa drops into the glove. That's out number 2. Next up for the Diamondbacks, Ketel Marte. Yeah, that's fouled off.
Well, they kept him pretty quiet in this series. Still doesn't have a knock. I know you want to get that first knock out of the way. Maybe more will come, but you got to give some credit to the pitching staff. They've had a great plan against him.
And a swing and a miss. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. And welcome back to the ballpark. All set for the bottom of the 11th. Now here's the cleanup hitter for Arizona. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And there's one away. Making a move at second base. And here's the pinch runner, Javier Sanoja. He's a potential winning run, so they're hoping he can score on a base hit. In position. Makes the grab, and there's 2 gone.
That was a good hard fastball with some nice ride up in the zone right there. Hitter
popped up. Cronenworth has this one sized up. Makes the grab, and that is the inning. Back here at Chase Field, we're in extras here, and now it's going to be Spencer Torkelson. That's in for a strike.
When a guy's throwing a lot of first pitch strikes as a hitter, you got to be ready to hit. Now, that's not going to help you get deep into his pitch count and into the bullpen, but you got to take what he's offering that day. Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
Lawler, the batter now as he swings and misses for strike 1. In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. Fights it off. He'll see another. Runner at second here, 1 gone. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. And they're down to their last out. And next is the designated hitter, Drew Jones. And first offering is fouled off.
Man, this performance has been pretty ridiculous. We're in extra innings, and he's just now about to throw his 100th pitch. Man, what an impressive outing today.
The D-backs down to their final strike. Swing and a miss. Got him. A perfect ending to a perfect game.
Just unbelievable.